Welcome back to Lojban is too easy. So far, we've learned that Lojban is so easy you don't need anything in your sentences. You can goes between the sentences, but the sentences you literally have nothing in them. Which is like too easy. It's like, wait, did I speak Lojban? There was nothing in my sentence. I literally didn't say a word. Well, that's Lojban. Not saying a word is Lojban, because Lojban is free and freeing, and you don't have to say stuff. We're not going to make you say stuff. It's not like, welcome to Lojban. Here's what you gotta say. There's all you have to say is you don't have to say E, but if you say E, then you get more than one sentence. It will split up your sentences and you get as many as they want. We is something you can put in your sentences when you want to say you're happy about the thing you're talking about. You can tag it with we. Lanme is a verb meaning sheep. T is a totally optional pronoun for the thing you're pointing at. Shadsu means to walk on something with some limbs. Ohu means I feel relaxed about this. Srasu means grass. Me is you. I mean the person speaking. Me is the person currently speaking. I. Shitka means to eat something. All right. So in this lesson, we're gonna now. I told you these are all verbs. Sheep is a verb, walk is a verb, grass is a verb, and eat is a verb. Everything's verbs. And we're not gonna, there is no step where we learn adjectives. There's no adjectives. There's just you stack verbs. And there's no step where we learn all the nouns. There aren't gonna be nouns, except for a couple pronouns. All there is we can nominalize things with nominalizing particles like this one. Low. So we're gonna, for reasons that will become apparent in the next lesson or so, we'll just be using low on direct objects in this lesson, like ti shitka lo srasu. Wait, I feel like we should write this out. Ti shitka lo srasu. Now, usually, if I'm pointing at the grass, I say ti shitka. Wait, no. If I'm pointing at the grass, I say ti srasu. This is grass. Ti srasu. If I point at this, I say ti shitka. This is an eater. Ti shitka. Mi shitka. I'm an eater. I mi shitka. I ti shitka. I'm an eater. This is an eater. I ti shitka ti. Iti srasu. Iti shitka lo srasu. The lo takes out the thing that would be the x1, the first thing in the and if there was a sentence where they're acting as nouns in the sentence, lo srasu is going to act like the direct object noun. We've got the T is a noun, the thing I'm pointing to, that's an eater, that's eating. And then lo srasu is, this whole lo srasu part is gonna act as a noun. But it doesn't really, srasu doesn't really lose its verbiness. It just stays the verb meaning to be some grass. And lo comes along and takes out of that the first thing in the X1, like this is, if we say lo shitka is a noun referring to an eater. So, and lo shadzu is a noun referring to a walker. And lo lanme is so if I eat a sheep, then we say mi shitka lo lanme. Because the X1 of lanme, the thing that does the verb lanme, is a sheep. So, mishitka lo lanme. Okay, so now to make that a little bit more complex, we're going to remember that we can have stacked verbs also. Okay, so we can also, there's mi shitka. I'm not hungry, so I can't shitka. Lo lanme That's a good sentence, by the way. Ilolanme. Ilanme. That's a sentence with just a verb. Ilanme, ilanme, ilanme. Those are some perfectly good sentences, and then there's just a verb. And here's a sentence. Imi, 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 iti, iti. Those are sentences with just a pronoun. That's fine. And you can have a sentence with just a verb made with lo. Ilolanme. Ilolanme. So that's just a sentence with just a noun, a sheep. But all right, so we're going to say the sheep eats the grass. We can say me, and then shitka. I mean, wait, what are we saying? The sheep. All right, we want to say this. This thing I'm pointing at here eats the grass. Iti shitka losrasu. Now we're saying that this eats the grass. So, but we can also, those can also, the main verb can also be a tanru. All right. So, ti lanme shitka. This is a sheep kind of eater, which works because being a sheep is one way to be sheep related. So that makes sense. Iti lanme shitka. Iti rasu shitka. That makes sense. Grass eating is one of, that's a grass related is something that it's eating is. So ti srasu shitka. That makes sense. And we can say ti shitka lo srasu. Okay, and so we can also make the verb, instead of just shitka, it can be a whole tanru like this. Iti lanme shitka lo strasu. Also, so then we've got this verb in here, this verb here, that's the main verb of this sentence, can also be a stacked verb. We can stack another verb here. So this sheep eats, which is a kind of eats a grass, a thing that's grass. So we can also, this one here can also be, we can also make this into a stacked verb. This is a verb, and lo is going to take out the x1 of the verb. So if the verb is a stacked verb, if we take out from the, if the sentence is lanme shitka, and we use lo and say lo lanme shitka, then we'll get this thing that the t is here is in the front, is in the x1 place. So we'll take out that, the x1 of a lanme shitka. It takes the x1 out of the whole stacked verb. So this lo shitka srasu is, it's a kind of grass related to eating. Ti lanme shitka lo shitka srasu. Is that all? Wait, what other verbs do we have? Okay, and shadzu. All right. Iti shadzu lanme. Iti shadzu shitka lo strasu. Iti shadzu shitka lo lanme strasu. Iti shadzu shitka lo lanme srasu. Shadzu shitka lo lanme srasu. It, so we can say it lanme shitka, it, sheep eats. And we can say it shitka lanme, it's a, eating related, it's sheep. It does all the variations of the thing. It's so so it's not that one of them is the adjective or the adverb and the other one is like they're all the same kind of thing. Is why we can stack them all different ways. Shadzulanme means that I can say ti shadzulanme. This is a walking related kind of sheep. And then I can say ti shitka lo shadzu srasu. This, what I'm pointing at, Ti fitka lo shadzu strasu, the walking type of grass. The grass that's related to walking somehow. If I say Ti shadzu strasu, this is walking grass. This is grass that's related to walking somehow. Then it makes sense to say Ti fitka lo shadzu strasu. This that I'm pointing at eats the walking grass. So that's okay. That's more practice in stacking the verbs. And now we can use, for some mysterious reason, we can only do it with direct objects so far, but we can use lo to make it so that we can describe something as like using what would be the verb of a sentence. Instead, we make the verb into a into how we're describing the noun. So that gives us nouns, and since we already had like an adverby thing we can put at the beginning to modify the verbs, we can use those like adjectives to modify the nouns. So there's the grass, iti strasu, and then we can say iti strasu, and then we can say the iti shadzu strasu. This is walking kind of grass, and then we can say iti shitka lo shadzu strasu. This eats the walking kind of grass. Okay, stacked verbs, and using stacked verbs and lo, we're so close to knowing everything we need to speak a bunch of Lojban. There's been so much grammar so far. This hasn't even been easy. I'm sorry I said it was so easy, and then it's been so hard, but you're doing such a good job. You can make all kinds of sentences, mostly about sheep and grass and stuff, but that's the real hard part. Is we're gonna have to add so many words before you can like talk about what you want to talk about. But as far as the grammar of Lojban, it is so easy, and we're almost done with that part. Okay, see you later. That's that for that episode.